Notion shipped custom AI agents inside its workspace. The rollout is the company's largest product release since databases in 2018. Notion is repositioning itself, no longer as a docs and wiki tool, but as a central hub where other SaaS subscriptions consolidate. Per Notion's September product post, a single custom agent can read across every page, database, and connected source in your workspace, run on a schedule, and write results back. The price is $20 per seat per month on the business tier. Notion AI launched in February 2023 as a writing assistant embedded in the editor. $10 per member per month, useful for summaries and tone shifts, but stateless. In late 2023, Notion added Q&A, allowing the model to retrieve across your workspace using embeddings. This signaled Notion saw itself as a knowledge layer, not a text editor. The 2024 update bundled Q&A, writing, and a basic AI connector for Slack and Google Drive into a single $10 add-on. Yvonne Zhao told The Verge in October 2024 that the team's internal goal had shifted from AI features to agents that act on your behalf. The September 2025 release is the result. Custom agents are persistent, schedulable, and scoped. You give one a name, a system prompt, a set of allowed sources, and a set of allowed actions. Page edits, database writes, comments, web search, Slack messages, and it executes. Notion has spent 2 years converting itself from a document tool into an execution surface. Custom agents are the moment that conversion becomes a product line. Per Notion's product blog dated September 18th, custom agents are available on the business and enterprise plans. The business tier costs $20 per seat per month, a $5 increase over the previous AI-inclusive business plan. Each seat gets unlimited custom agents, with what Notion calls fair use rate limits the company has not disclosed numerically. The model is a routed mix. Notion confirmed to TechCrunch it uses Claude Sonnet 4 and GPT 4.1 depending on task type, with a smaller in-house model for retrieval. Context windows scale to 200,000 tokens for long document tasks. Each agent has 4 configurable surfaces. First, sources. You whitelist specific pages, databases, or connected apps including Slack, Google Drive, GitHub, Linear, Jira, and Gmail. Second, actions. Read, write, comment, send message, and web search, each toggleable. Third, schedule. On demand, hourly, daily, weekly, or triggered by a database property change. Fourth, memory. Agents retain a running log of past runs that the user can inspect and edit. Notion's demo agents in the launch post include a meeting notes agent that joins calls via the Granola integration and writes structured notes back to a database. A competitive intel agent that web searches named competitors weekly and posts a summary. A sales CRM agent that updates deal stages from Gmail threads. And a sprint planner agent that reads linear and drafts a weekly review. The business tier rolled out to all existing customers on September 18th. Enterprise, which adds SLO scoped agents and audit logs, began rolling out October 1st. There is no free tier access. The Plus plan at $10 per seat retains the older Notion AI writing assistant, but cannot create custom agents. The previous AI add-on was $10 per seat on top of the $8 Plus plan, totaling $18. The new bundled business tier at $20 is $2 more, but removes the add-on accounting. For teams already paying for Notion plus the AI add-on, Notion stated migration is automatic at renewal with no price increase for 12 months. Agents cannot currently call arbitrary external APIs, only the named integrations. They cannot execute code. They cannot make payments or hit endpoints requiring OAuth flows the user hasn't pre-authorized. The web search action is capped at 50 queries per agent per day on business and 200 on enterprise. Audit logs are enterprise only. Per a clarification, Ivan Zhao posted on X on September 20th, agents do not train on your workspace data. Notion's contractual terms with Anthropic and OpenAI exclude customer content from training sets. The release lands in a market where every horizontal SaaS tool is racing to be the agent layer. Coda announced its own agent builder in July, priced at $12 per doc maker per month, but limited to Coda internal docs with no third-party source connectors at launch. ClickUp's Brain feature, refreshed in August, costs $7 per seat, but is scoped to ClickUp's own task and doc objects. Atlassian's Rovo, generally available since June, runs at $20 per user per month and is the closest direct comparable. It indexes Confluence, Jira, and connected SaaS, and ships with a similar agent builder. Slack AI sits at $10 per seat, but is conversation scoped and cannot persist scheduled agents across a workspace. The pricing comparison. Notion itself draws in its launch. FAQ is against the Atlassian tier, $20 head-to-head, with Notion arguing it spans a wider source surface and a more permissive write-back model. On developer reactions, the Hacker News thread on launch day hit the front page with 800-plus comments. The dominant pattern from users like Swix and Simon W's was that Notion has caught up to where Glean and Rovo were 6 months ago, but with a meaningfully better building experience for non-technical users. User PCLMELQDQ raised skepticism centered on the rate limit opacity and the 50-query web search cap, which the commenter argued makes the competitive Intel use caseness marginal in practice. On Xe, Linear's CEO, Carrie Saarinen, posted a measured note on September 19th, saying the Linear Notion agent integration was genuinely useful in dogfooding, but flagged latency on database writes as the open issue. Lenny Rachitsky's newsletter ran a survey of 42 product teams the week of launch. 29 reported they were piloting custom agents, and 11 of those reported plans to cancel at least one adjacent subscription within the quarter. With Otter, Granola, Zapier's lower tier, and standalone CRMs named most often. The stakes for Notion are concrete. Per The Information's September 22nd report, Notion's annualized revenue run rate crossed $500 million in Q2 2025, and the company is reportedly targeting an IPO window in late 2026. Custom agents are the product story that supports that filing. Moving Notion from a per-seat docs tool to a per-seat agent platform changes the unit economics narrative from a stagnating Confluence competitor to an expanding workspace and OS. If the agents are flaky, if the database write latency Kari Saarinen flagged becomes a pattern, or if the 50-query web cap gates the marquee use cases, the upgrade pressure to business and enterprise reverses, and the price bump becomes a churn vector instead of an expansion lever. Bessemer's Talia Goldberg, a Notion investor, told CNBC on September 23rd that the agent tier conversion rate over the next 2 quarters is the metric that matters. Notion has not invented anything new. Rovo and Glean already do most of this for the enterprise. Notion has brought a configurable, schedulable, multi-source agent to the mid-market price point. $20 a seat, no implementation consultant required. And that's the segment where the 5-app stack actually lives. 2 forward catalysts are dated on the calendar. First, Notion Make, the company's annual user conference, is scheduled for November 13th and 14th in San Francisco. Per the agenda, Notion published October 3rd, the keynote includes a session titled Agents at Scale and a developer track on a public agent SDK. If shipped, that would close the current limitation that agents can only call named integrations. The SDK question is the single biggest open variable. If Notion opens arbitrary HTTP actions to agents at Make, the comparison set shifts from Rovo and Coda to Zapier and NIAN, and the cancellation list in Rachitsky's survey grows. Second, the enterprise tier audit log and SSO scoped agent rollout completes by end of October per the September press release. The first wave of named enterprise customers, Notion has confirmed Figma, Ramp, and Match Group are in pilot. We'll publish case studies in Q1 2026 if the pattern holds. The open questions are the rate limit numbers Notion has not disclosed, the database write latency Carrie Saarinen flagged, and whether the 50-query web search cap moves before Make. On the financial side, Notion is private and does not report quarterly. Per the information, a tender offer is reportedly being structured for Q1 2026 at a valuation north of the 2021 $10 billion mark. The agent tier conversion rate Talia Goldberg pointed to will be the number bankers anchor on. The next dated signal is Notion Make on November 13th.